Everybody. Good morning. Hello. I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com. Welcome to Psychic Cafe. It's Wednesday, hump day. How's everyone feeling midweek? Are you good? I hope you are. Well, I'm going to be doing some channeling this morning for Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, Twin Flames. Let's see what's going on, see what advice we've got right now from the guides. And also, I'll be doing mini reads. If you're on here live with me, check out the pinned comment, the comment that's pinned up top of the live chat. It tells you how to get a mini read if you want one. It's by donation. There's a PayPal link in that pinned comment for your donations. You can also use Super Chat or Super Sticker here on YouTube if that's easier for you. Use that. And then after you've done your donation, put a capital Q at the start of your comment that's got your question for your reading. Now, your question can be very specific if you want. It can be a yes or no answer question because I've got my red and green crystals. I'll also pull cards out of the bag, of course, as well to give you clarity on why it's a yes, why it's a no. It can be very specific like that. It doesn't have to be a yes or no answer question. And it can be quite expansive as well if you want. You know, you can just ask for higher self guidance or guidance about a particular relationship. Totally up to you, or what's going on with someone else as well. That's always a good one. Hey, Maria. So, get those donations rolling in. Meanwhile, I will be doing the Twin Flame stuff. Hello, Deborah. Good morning, Radu. Green. Yeah, well, okay, let's do this. Let's give you that one. I was having problems with my makeup today, this morning. Not so much the makeup, more the saggy eyelids situation. Perhaps I need to get my eyes done. A little bit of skin taken out. I don't know. What am I doing? I'm getting cards. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what the guides want to tell us this morning about twin flames. What's going on, guys? Anyone got anything going on with their twin flame stuff at the moment? Any advancements? Seven of Wands comes out first. Seven of Candles. This is the card of protection. Someone's protecting the other, protecting themselves, protecting the other. Someone's very, very much in defensive mode at the moment. Yeah. Oh no, you got a cold. You know what? I've got a little bit of one as well. I only noticed last night and the night before, laying down. You know when you get stuffy nose when you're laying down? That's all it's been. So last night I slept with this on, with Breathe Easy in it. And then I woke up probably when the Breathe Easy thing had run out 6 hours later. Not getting hot flashes anymore. Yay! Go black cohosh. Wow, since I've had that, and I'm only having half a dose as well. I'm just having one tablet a day with my evening meal, and no hot flashes anymore. It's so good. I feel like a different person. I feel so much better. I've got energy at training again. I've got like a clear mind. I just feel like, and I feel like I'm on the planet again. I felt like I was on a different planet after not sleeping properly for weeks and weeks. So I'm so happy about that. I went for a walk yesterday morning up in the hills and bumped into four people that I know on the way. Small island living. And one of my friends, I think she's the same age as me. She's the same age, yeah. And she asked me how I am, and I said, I'm good now, but I wasn't good. And I was explaining why. She's like, oh my God. She said, I've got that going on. I said, well, I'll send you the link. I've tested it all out. I'll send you the link to the one that worked for me. You can try it out. So I did. I did that. Yeah, it's cool, hey. Seven of Wands. Someone's in protection mode, defensive. I don't think defensive against the other one. I don't think it's divine masculine defensive against the divine feminine. I think it's more another thing, defending or protecting. Perhaps the divine masculine is protecting the divine feminine from someone, something, and also being defensive himself to whatever's going on. Hello, Dayla. Oh, brain fart. Can't remember. Hey, Connie. Drinking plenty of water. I'm drinking plenty of tea at the moment. Whoever told me this one, thank you. I've got my little floaty cat in there, and the cat has got lavender and chamomile mixed, and it's really nice. Someone said it in here, so thank you for doing that, because I don't particularly like chamomile by itself, and I don't particularly like lavender by itself, but together they're really nice. So yeah, everybody, Dayla. Why can't I remember it? I remembered it the other day. Oh, anyway. So Divine Masculines, what? 5 of Needles in battles. Fighting somebody. No, it's not good. There's conflict going on. Right, so the Divine Masculine might have made a move, hey? Might be progressing things and is trying to get out of stuff, and so a fight ensues. I think this has happened over and over again, and I think the Divine Masculine backs down from the fight for a peaceful life eventually, and then it just carries on as it was before, and then he remembers about Divine Feminine and is like, no, and he gets a prod from the universe, come on, Divine Masculine, and then so he confronts it again, the ending thing, and it ends up in a fight. So he's in a fight right now. First actual meeting with him, it was November 11th. Oh wow, mine was Valentine's Day. Del, yeah. See, now I remember it. We've got the King of Presents. He wants to be the stable one, the one that can bring something to the relationship. And this is where his problem is. For some, probably the right thing for him to do would be, you see, for some, I'm getting that the Divine Masculine is in a codependent relationship. He's the one looking after the other person, perhaps providing materially. And probably the right thing for him to do is to walk away and perhaps leave the house to the other person. Because if you're getting in a codependent relationship and you're helping someone else out because they can't do it for themselves, and you've helped them out, 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 is it that person's fault that they can't look after themselves? And then if you leave them and go with half, what the hell is that person going to do? Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you've got to admit defeat and go, okay, I made that decision to get together with someone that because I wanted to help them. I wanted to be that role. I accepted that role, and I need to come to terms with me having accepted that role and chosen that role, and then give what that person needs in order to carry on. Yeah, in order to carry on living. And I think some might be in that kind of situation. So his wanting to bring something forward and stability and providing forward to the Divine Feminine is at odds with doing the right thing by a past person. And, if someone is capable and they've got the means and all of that kind of thing, then absolutely 50-50, or whatever. But if not, I think sometimes you've got to just kind of realize that you got into a codependent relationship, and if you've decided to help someone out, you can't just whip that away and destroy the life kind of thing, You know what I mean? The Knight of Presents. He wants to come forward with something to the Divine Feminine, with some kind of an offer. But at the moment, it's feeling like it's going to be Seven of Needles. It's going to be a lie. It's going to be there's something going to be hidden. It's going to be tricky. It's going to be underhanded. He would really like to move forward right now, but the thing is here, he hasn't finished. He hasn't finished what is ending in his life yet. He's not done it. He's not come to peace with that. He's still not done that. That's what we've got going on. Join our Facebook group, everybody. So if he came forward now, it the divine feminine should be delighted, yes, but then later on disappointed because he can't come forward with who he is and what he's got right now until he sorts this out in his mind. It came across previously as trying to people please, trying to keep everyone happy, and there is an element of that, but now I'm getting more, he needs to make a decision that's right by himself. And yeah, there's an element of people pleasing in that, but sometimes we've got to do that, right? Because if we just like punched everyone in the face and then left the room, we wouldn't feel happy with ourselves. There's an element of us wanting to do the right thing by people, right? So I think is yet to figure out what that right thing is, where that balance is, what is fair. Probably a part of him, after we've been codependent, there's a part of us that feels like a victim to it, like someone took advantage of us, and then we want what is ours, right? Because we realize our mistake and we're like, oh, I shouldn't have given all of that away. I deserve that myself. I deserve it back. But that is ignoring the part that we had in it being codependent and in that arrangement, whereas I'll look after you because you make me feel important by choosing you as an underdog and then me helping you. My ego loved that, and yeah, and so someone has to find this, what sits right in them, and that's where they're at right now. Thank you, Delia, for your donation. What else? So if it came forward, it really wants to come forward, Knight of Presence wants to come forward with an offer, but knows that if he did, it would be a bit of a lie. It would be disingenuous. That's it. It would be disingenuous. Oh, but he wants to get moving now. He's got to sort this out. And that's really hard energy to be at there, is when you haven't figured out what decision sits right with you, but there's this urge to move forward with where you're headed to. That's real tricky energy. So he's really feeling the pull to move toward the divine feminine, which stresses him out and makes it even harder. Makes it even harder when you're stressed out and you're trying to rush yourself to make a clear decision. To make a clear decision, we need to be guided by our higher self, which means we need to be chill, relaxed, cool, calm, collected, have plenty of space in our minds, meditative, all that kind of thing. So right now he's holding his energy back. And he doesn't know what to do. Two of Needles. I don't know what to do. It's torn. He's torn. Well, I'm telling you. And Divine Masculine's in this position at the moment. I just told you what to do. You need to come up with a balanced solution, and you need to think about, take a long, hard look at yourself in the mirror and think about it. You got yourself in that position, and it's not fair to the other person that you've been looking after if you leave them with nothing. And you can start again. Divine Masculine is going to be capable, right? They're going to be capable. Can start again. And perhaps it's not a matter of starting again. As I said, sometimes when we've been in codependency, when we realize this isn't fair, we think it's the other person that took from us. It's like, I've been around a taker, someone that was draining. It's like, no, but you did that. You chose them because it made you feel good to choose that kind of a person. Your loving side of you and the dark side of your loving side and giving side is that. And we have to acknowledge that. Should you see him this weekend? Oh yeah, let's find out. Should you see him this weekend? Yes. Ooh. Any advice for that? My ex-boyfriend died night before last. 3 a.m. So sad. So I was in my memories yesterday a lot. Wow. I had some things come up for me that I hadn't thought about for many, many years. It was a long time ago when I was with him. Still a kid, really. I was like, when I was a kid when I had a crush on him. Because I named my teddy after him. He was the coolest. Oh my God, he must have been like 16 and just started working. He was working at our house. And I don't know, how old was I? Maybe 10. He was about 6 years older than me. And I just had a massive crush on him. I used to watch him working. He had this truck, just like a low level truck kind of thing. And he would just like skip up to it, put his hand on the side and then leap over into it. I just thought he was the coolest. I had a massive crush on him. And then he kept on working. His dad had a building business and my dad was renovating houses. So just around him a lot. And he taught me all these things, and we dug out a pond together. And then we just started hanging out a lot, and we ended up together. Great guy. It was a great guy. Anyway. Delia, what about this weekend? Knowing and up until now. Okay. So your intuition of past about your person, there's a change has happened here. So something that you know about your person isn't necessarily true about them anymore. Now, Divine Masculines, they're going through quite a lot of development, quite rapid growth, personal growth at the moment. They are changing who they are right now. And so we have to have an open mind about them, because who they were, who they were isn't necessarily who they are now. So have an open mind, because they might have changed their opinion, their mindset, their energy. And also, previous sabotages, that's what it is. So, previous sabotages that they did, sabotages in the past that they did, in their life, around your relationship. It could be around your relationship, doesn't have to be though, in their life. You intuitively knew, right? And now they've got some window, maybe not exactly the same as yours, but some window of awareness on their sabotages. And this is what it's around. Them feeling good enough. Them feeling good. That's why we do sabotages, because we don't feel good enough about something. Oh, I just disconnected. Hopefully I'm back. You were hoping it was a no. Triggers. Yeah. I was having a talk with him last night myself. I kind of like it when people die. Sorry, but I kind of do, because then I've got access to them in a way that I didn't have access before, and I haven't had a chat with him yet. So there you got it. Realizing that the source of his sabotages is that he's not feeling good enough. So have an open mind. Yeah. So yeah, triggers, but have an open mind. Consider that he might have grown. When my grandma died, she came to visit me. Before my dad had even told me, he's my source. My dad's my source. Because my family don't talk to me. He still sends me emails occasionally. But my grandma died. I had a visit from her. She came into my room in the night, sat on my bed, we had a chat. And I'm like, oh, you died, did you? We had a big chat. And so my dad got in touch with me the next day and said, Grandma's died. I said, I know, she's visited me already. And I told him what she'd said as well. And then he used me as the oracle then, as the one that's in touch with her. Could you ask her what she wants with this? Really? He started asking questions like that. Could you ask her what she wanted to do with this? And could you ask her what she wants, like, at a funeral? He asked me what hymn does she want at her funeral, and I told him that hymns. I had one singing in my head, so I told him that, and he's like, oh yeah, that was her favourite. I'm like, wow, I had no idea. We're weirdos, aren't we? Anyway, what's what makes us so special? And it's also what does our head in as well. because of this kind of thing, because we're tuned into other people, and it can be quite frustrating when we know more than them about themselves sometimes. But there was a message in that, Dahlia, that he might not have exactly come to the same conclusions as you. got the Fool. Someone wants to take a leap into the unknown here. They want to take a risk. They're feeling a bit, fuck it. They're feeling a bit like cutting the losses, a bit more like cutting the losses, you see. And now I'm getting again that cutting my losses and just breaking free. I don't think they've got to the mindset yet whether that's the right thing to do. But I am getting stronger, that codependency thing, and maybe it is the right thing to do. Not to come and have a codependent relationship with the Divine Feminine, not for her to have a codependent relationship with him. But I think, of course, Divine Masculine is going to be very capable. So, but there's a start again. The Nine of Wands, that Nine of Wands is like, I'm ready to get moving now. It's the readiness card, often. No, I'm just told to read the Nine of Wands out of that Starchild tarot thing. Okay, something in this, because often with the Nine of Wands, because I focus around healing and all of that kind of thing, the Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior, and so that is the message that I often get from the Nine of Wands, but not today. Nine of Wands says your hard work and efforts are close to a state of completion. You have the inner strength, wisdom, and perseverance to move forward, but a minor setback or obstacle may suddenly surface. Know that you're incredibly close. You see, I knew I had to read it out of this book. So it's important not to lose touch with your goals. Believe in yourself. So he's just gathering himself up right now, almost ready. Wow. Believe in yourself and your innate ability to achieve success. After this last challenge, you'll know what you're truly made of. There we have it. So, on Monday we thought, oh, everything seems to have regressed. And I think our energy did regress, yeah. Back to this, the backing off that I was getting. It's like, oh, it's chaos and conflict. Maybe I should just settle for an easy life and not do this. They backed off. That was Monday's energy. But here they are again, feeling that pull. And now in this very different energy of, maybe I should just do it. Maybe I should just take that risk and do it. Cut my losses. They're gathering themselves together to do that, to make that move. Working hard at the moment, Eight of Pentacles, and they are. Okay, yes, we had this message a while ago. They're working hard at the moment and they are reaping the rewards from that. So money's going good at the moment for them. And that is the universe saying, we've got you. You can take this leap of faith. So they're getting the abundance. Remember, I said it months ago, that when they do make the move, the abundance will be there for them, and they'll kind of an upturn in abundance for them to help them to make that move. It's happening. The money is happening for them to give them that confidence. The universe is telling them, yep, you can do it. We've got your back. They're at a crossroads right now. It's decision time. What action shall I take? Three of Wands. They're not making it right away, though. They're on the ledge there. They're not making it right away. Three of Wands is about waiting for the perfect moment. Like there's a perfect moment. But the perfect moment is when they reach that tipping point in themselves. Not external stuff. Just in themselves, when they reach that confidence level and all of that. Very much an inner game at the moment. There's a lot of stuff going on in Divine Masculine. And then the Judgment Call. He's feeling the call of the Divine Feminine. Wow. And when he does make that move is when the justice will happen, right? And the justice is fairness. There's something about fairness here. There's something about fairness, and he's been in a position where it's not been fair to him, and that doesn't mean that it's been overly fair with the other person. That's the thing. It doesn't mean that. And I think that is going to get to that point where he realizes it's not been fair to them either. We've just been in this imbalanced situation, and it's a lose-lose situation, because it always is. There's never a win-lose situation. My guides tell me all the time, you either have a win-win situation or you have a lose-lose situation. If you think you're in a win-lose situation, you're not seeing it clearly. And like I said, with the codependency, when you've been in it, you can feel like, oh my God, they were so draining. on out here. She's out the back. She's out the back. Hey! Oh, chasing cats. Chasing cats across the water, across the creek out the back. She's paying that dog. She's got a growth on her head or something. Her skull has got in a really strange shape. So this fairness is a big theme. So yeah, we can get into balance situations, and they are win-win situations. Everyone's a winner. But when we're in what we think is a win-lose situation, it's not true. It's actually a lose-lose situation. Nobody wins. Nobody wins unless everybody wins. Then we've got the, oh my God, the Four of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. This is big win, right? This is big win time. Okay, so at the moment, so Divine Feminine, at the moment, you might think that you're losing out on the situation because he's not doing this. And there's a big, no, that's not true. It's either a win-win situation or a lose-lose situation. So even with the Divine Feminine at the moment, it's a lose-lose situation. Yeah, everyone's losing right now. Everyone is. I'll tell you a story about Fred, my ex. He wasn't really called Fred. His name was Peter, but his mum nicknamed him Fred when he was a baby for some reason. I can't remember the story now, but yeah, he was always known as Fred, but his actual name was Peter. But it was only used for official things. Peter was Fred to everybody. And I can't remember how long we were going out for, but I was about 19. I was 19. And he used to be in the Venture Scouts. Is such an active person, can do anything, build anything, make anything, a lot of adventure in him, and it was just great. Amazing energy guy. And he used to be in the Venture Scouts, so a lot of his friends were from Venture Scouts because they're the ones that, you go to like Girl Guides and Cub Scouts and Scouts and all of that kind of thing, and then Venture Scouts is more for like them when they're older, if you want to carry on with that kind of stuff. So it's all like the adventure stuff, the outdoor stuff that he was doing, and that's when he made his lifelong friends, because they were really like him, and of course I was like that too, and so I really got on really well with all of those people. And we used to go and visit, one evening we went to go visit someone I hadn't met before, and I can't even remember her name. And she was married with a kid. And we went, and her husband was sat there. I remember it so clearly because it was so weird. He was sat there. The kid was already in bed. They had a daughter. She was sat there. Fred was sat there, and I was sat here, like two sofas opposite each other. Her husband was kind of like, nice enough, safe, just nothing about him at all, just one of those kind of people that we get married to and then get bored of very quickly. So a little bit like a wet blanket or a piece of lettuce, that kind of thing. He was all right. Can't really remember. I don't know. She, full of life, And it was just so obvious to me that Fred and her were in love with each other. Just so obvious to me that I was just sat there going like, oh, why is he in a relationship with her and why am I in a relationship with him? And so when we were leaving and we were driving back, he was driving me back. I said to him, so how long have you been in love with each other then? He said, no, we're not. I said, you are so, you are. And it's like, oh, okay. So he said, well, she's always been in a relationship. She always had a boyfriend, you know. So she'd been going from boyfriend to boyfriend kind of thing, and it'd never been around her when she was single, because she wasn't single ever. And it's like, so just timing was off. We never got together. I'm like, well, you should be together. You're both in love with each other. What the hell's she doing with that wet fish? Like, who? What even is he? Not to put him down or anything, but you will have a match out there, right? Someone that's perfect for him and he's perfect for them. But it's not her. It's not her, and that's for sure. And I just found that very interesting, and that popped back in my mind yesterday, because talking about lose-lose situations, lose, 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 all four of us losing. Why? Because they hadn't told each other that they're in love with each other. Well, I told him, and I said, you should tell her. And he's like, I cannot. I'm like, you should tell her. I said, I don't think she's happy. She's obviously in love with you. Why don't you tell her? He's like, I can't, she's married. Nope, she's made a decision, I just have to let it go. Okay, well, found out a few years later, through the grapevine, Fred's getting married. Oh, please let it be to her. Yes, it is to her. She got a divorce and they got together. Thank God for that. I wonder how it happened. I never asked him. I don't think I saw him after that. But yeah, I never asked him how it happened. Did he tell her first that he was in love with her? Did she say it? Or did she get a divorce first and then come to him? We might have a situation like that going on right now, here, which is why I bring it up. Oh, what do we get now? These. Yeah? Okay. I want to do them all. I like all of the decks. I want to do Starchild Tower, and I want to do the Book of Shadows too. Anyone else want a mini read? Tell us more, guides. What's going on? Remember, in the last 2 years, how I've been going on and on, how the guides have been going on and on and on about codependency. Something important, very important about that. We were told we can't get into this relationship until we have figured out and dropped that codependency thing. We cannot do it. This is why, isn't it? This is why. Because they're in that situation too. We need to be spot on with that, of not getting into that, because this is a situation where it would be very easy to get. They would be in a reverse codependent situation. So divine feminine being the codependent one, the one that takes care of the divine masculine. Like, oh, don't worry about it. Just come here. I'll rescue you. That kind of thing. Don't do it, divine feminines. Let him lead the way, remember. King of Pentacles. There she is. Look. Don't do it. King of Pentacles is the one with the stability, right? And the divine feminine has got the stability. She's got the upper hand in stability at the moment, but that does not mean for her to get into a codependent situation. Interesting. So what we're talking about now is, how do we do it then? Because when you're in a relationship, I don't know about you guys, but everything's shared. Like, I don't even think about it. I'm the same with my friends now too. I don't even think about it. It just kind of balances itself up somehow. So, okay, we're talking about that, about divine feminine and codependency, and how to not rescue, not be codependent yet. Share. Fairness. Told you, fairness is a theme. You've all gone very quiet. Oh, the Emperor. Yes. He needs to lead the way. He needs to lead the way. He needs to be the leader. He's helped me. That's what you told me last night too. Yeah. The Emperor. Yeah, he told me that last night too. Good timing. The Emperor. He needs to lead the way. Divine Masculine needs to lead the way. This is for him to step into his power. He needs to know what his power is. And he needs to take that power and lead the way. For himself, he needs to do it for himself. This whole transition business, yes. But he also needs to lead the way in himself, for himself in this relationship too. So when the Divine Masculine comes together with the Divine Feminine, don't be surprised if it's like on-off kind of thing. Not like spending all the time together, but there's breaks, because he needs to keep that. It's not a controlling thing, like in a bad way. Emperor can, like the dark side of the Emperor is controlling in a bad way, but he needs to be in control of himself and his path forward so that he can make decisions consciously this time. He's learned a lot. He's learned a lot by his mistakes, right? And he doesn't want to make them again. So now is not the time for the Divine Feminine to step into that masculine role and go, don't worry about it, I've got this, I'll help you, here, come here, I'll rescue you, I've got the stability. Don't do it. You can give them like a soft place to land, emotionally, supportive-wise, but you don't take over. Tell us more. The world. Cycles changing. New chapter, doing things in a different way. He's not going to be the same person as he was before. You can pretty much forget about the Divine Masculine's past right now, because he really is shifting into a new self. He's not the Muggle Masculine anymore. Nor has he really become the Divine Masculine yet, but he will. And the new chapter of his life will be very different as a result. There's this feeling of never again. I will not get myself into these situations again. Of seeing, you know how the card keeps on coming out saying, Divine Feminine, you've made me want to be a better person. It's not like judging himself and going, I'm a bad person or anything like this. The Devil card, it's more like noticing when he's being powered by the darker side of motivations. Like codependency is that, right? It's the darker side of motivations. Motivations is to love, and it's to give, and it's being generous, and it's sharing that love and all of that. The motivation is good, but the darker side of that behavior becomes, and the choices becomes codependency. It's about the choices. It's all about the choices. So you decide to share that love with somebody who isn't at that level. You mess with karma and get yourself into a mess. So he is not judging himself badly, but going, I will do, but he's pulling himself up by his bootstraps kind of thing, and noticing and realizing, just as we have and are doing as well, how we made bad decisions. And it was just the bad decisions which then made our behavior, which is good behavior in right conditions and with the right people, made that behavior toxic. In other words, he's realizing where he went wrong. He's realizing where he went wrong. And it's not that he's a bad person, and it's not that it was just the decisions he made. And he's realizing that. It's when you realize that you've got yourself into an imbalanced situation, right? And it's like, I didn't see that. I didn't have the foresight, and I didn't have the wisdom in myself yet to see that. And I'm only getting the wisdom to see that because I'm going through this experience, which is showing me that it's imbalanced. And it's showing me that when I'm in an imbalanced situation, my behavior is actually toxic. Once you start with a lot of passion too, Ace of Wands. There's a lot of drive here. Look at her kind of looking back there at the devil. Not like wistfully looking back at the devil there. Just kind of looking over her shoulder. But the Divine Masculine used to judge himself about his passion, about his lust, maybe, about his motivations, and there was nothing wrong with his motivations. It feels to me like now the Divine Masculine is realizing there's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with my passion and my desire and all of that. The past person has probably been telling them that there's something wrong with them, that is like that. Like, you know, too this and too that. Too adventurous and too obsessive and too high a libido and too this and too that. And he's looking back realizing, no, that is not a wrongness of me. I just needed to own all of those things and then choose someone that was the same as me. It's like my Fred story too. I mean, two great people, but they weren't right for each other. And I could see it, like in a moment of meeting them, I could see it. Like, what is this? We all know. We've all been there, haven't we? With friends, with people that get married, and you're just like, mismatch. Like, it's obvious, mismatch. You're not the same as each other. What the hell are you doing together? And when we choose a mismatch like that, if we choose a job that isn't right for us, if we choose a partner that's not right for us, if we choose friends that aren't right for us, even if we choose food that isn't right for us, if we choose anything that isn't right for us, it's going to end up toxic. We're going to be toxic in it. They're going to be toxic in it. It cannot work out. And I'm meant to be able to come to this planet and be able to do anything and you know, some of us have kind of been programmed to do that, to put up with anything and to be able to morph ourselves in any situation, to placate everyone else and that kind of thing, and lose ourselves, and it never works out well. And know who we are, and then choose like energy, what's right for us. That's why we've got to be selfish and not codependent. Because ultimately that's when we can share properly without it being toxic. Ace of Wands, he wants a passionate start. So now he wants to commit to that too. Oh, so he's found his match and he realizes it. He's realizing it more and more each day. Divine Feminine is my match. Now he's reclaiming parts of himself that his ex is saying is so wrong. He's realizing, no, that's me. You're just not a match to me. And that the ex is pointing these things out is making them claim it even more. And then it's like, no, I am just like Divine Feminine. Divine Feminine is my true match. I want to commit to that. I don't just want a passionate new start. I want to commit to that. I'm going to come in. I don't know whether with a proposal, but it's coming in with that energy of commitment, of like, yeah, you're the one that I want forever. Strength. And in his power. We've been told over and over again, Divine Feminine, you're going to be very glad of this weight in the end. And this is why the Divine Masculine that you're going to be getting is what you really want. You don't want someone coming in all like this energy, like they said I'm bad and you know, all but hurt because of complaining about their ex and stuff like that. You don't want that. You want someone coming in that knows who they are, claiming that, and then knows that you're a match. And it's just going to be great with that energy. What next? Starchild Tarot or Book of Shadows Tarot? Which deck shall I use? You decide. Anyone else want a mini read? We can do Starchild Tarot. This lovely deck. We could do Book of Shadows Tarot. I'm feeling like the top deck, the As Above deck rather than the Tarot of Miserable Ladies today. Just because, maybe we'll go with this. They're both deep. I don't know. Which one do you think? Purple or black? Which one do you think? I'll let you decide this time. We'll be getting some messages card. Oh, look, we've got the twin flames there as well. We'll be getting some messages cards out as well. Both ways. Divine Masculine to the Divine Feminine, the Divine Feminine to the Divine Masculine too. Is anyone still awake? Which one do you want? Purple or black? Purple or black? Purple or black? Starchild. Okay. Deborah's spoken. She got in first. Early bird catches the worm. That's what Fred's mum used to say all the time. Oh, what a shame for them. Outliving their kid. They got a daughter as well. She's got kids. We used to babysit for them. Hey, Kayla. Okay, Star Children. Lovely, this lovely, lovely deck. Let's see what we've got in here. Well, so is the codependency thing making more sense to y'all? Y'all? No? Just to me. Purple. Starchild. Matches this. I'm enjoying my walks in the morning instead of going training on my days off. I'm going for walks. I'm liking it. It's such a beautiful island, and it's the best time of year for it. But I'm telling you what, holy shit! All of the rain, it's made the road, like a lot of the roads here, up the hills and stuff. It's concrete poured, and then they'll make striations in it because it's steep. Well, when it's been raining and the roads are hardly used because hardly anyone's been on the island, it all goes like algae, greeny, blacky algae, very, very slippy. Hey, Gabe. And coming down, going up, I was kind of slipping up in some of the slippery bits that don't get sunshine. The bits that get sunshine are okay, but it's all jungle out there, And so I had to go down like that. Even then, my feet were slipping, but I had to go hands and feet backwards like a crab. Miserable Ladies is the Book of Shadows Tarot, the so below deck of the Book of Shadows Tarot. If anyone wants a mini read, check out that pinned comment up top of the live chat. Do that stuff. Get them in. The Five of Cups. Oh, I think we might be talking about Divine Feminine now. The Five of Cups. We are. We're talking about the Divine Feminine now. Oh, I just got a pain in my little finger. Five of Cups. The Five of Cups reflects the deep energies of change that emerge from instability. May indicate a time of grief or loss as you struggle to see a light at the end of the tunnel. Divine Feminine can't figure this out at the moment because she's still seeing him, Divine Masculine, as who he was. She's still thinking that he's going to come in as who she knows him to be, which is the Muggle Masculine. It's not the Divine Masculine. So she can't figure it out. There's something about Divine Feminine has been seeing this at too shallow a level, even intuition at too shallow a level, seeing like the Muggle Masculine coming toward her and how that might happen. Struggling to see the light at the end of the tunnel. This card also highlights those moments in life when you find yourself being emotionally challenged. Divine Feminine's emotionally challenged right now. Or when an inner survival mode kicks in. Know that a positive, in a survival mode, like a defensiveness, kicks in. Know that a positive resolution is still very possible, but will depend on how you focus your energy and thoughts. So be careful at the moment. You know how Dahlia's reading said for her to have an open mind about him? I think that counts for all of us. We need to have an open mind about the Divine Masculine because he's growing so much, right? It's growing so much at the moment. Try not to resist the inevitable changes, or else you might find yourself stuck in a rut, repeating the same lesson. This is a time of transformation and regeneration. Morning, Sarah. Nine of Crystals. This is how I know it's Divine Feminine, because the Nine of Crystals energy is not the Divine Masculine right now. Oh, no, he's not like single, independent, and winning at the moment. Not at all. Nine of Crystals. Let's read it out of this, because this is a lovely book. Nine of Crystals. Forever waiting. I know, it's been so long. Did you see that I shared in our Facebook group? Join it. And on my Facebook page too. I shared last night, because someone had watched a video on my Facebook page. You know, I get like, when people comment on things, I get little notifications there as I manage that page. And someone had watched that video and then put a comment on it. And so I watched the video. Something in my head said, Claire, you need to watch yourself. You need to watch yourself. It was in February, I think February the 10th, 2 years ago. And so I did. I watched myself watch it, because it was almost 2 years ago, and it was saying Divine Masculine is coming in, Divine Feminine, and you have to have boundaries. They're coming in, but it's not going to be it. This is not it, but they do need to come in, and you need to have strong boundaries with them, is what I said. And looking back now, it's like, and we're still with the same boundaries, and it's still, on the surface, doesn't seem to have moved forward yet. This massive change has gone in both Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine in those 2 years of the waiting. So we need to check out that video and see how you resonate, your two-year past self resonates with it, and then think about how far you've come and about how much your person has changed as well, which you might not know, because it's a lot of internal job. I mean, you should know your own, know thyself, yes, but you won't know how much he's changed, probably, because it's an internal job. The Nine of Crystals says, a wonderful card. The Nine of Crystals represents the culmination of all your efforts and hard work. It's going to be so worth it. You have learned an abundance of knowledge along the way, which has led to your heightened state of spiritual awareness. And this is why not everyone is the Divine Feminine, right? And people are saying that they're in twin flame union when they're not. It takes all of this waiting, and it takes even more inner work, and the ability to stay and wait and let it come right. Not everyone's got that in them. A lot of people, like, it's bad enough for us. The impatience. A lot of people have got so much impatience that they couldn't even wait 10 minutes. Yeah, it's better to wait than eat undercooked or underripe fruit, which gives you stomachache. Want yours fully aligned. Yes, that. Very first tarot video I watched was me. Really? Wow. Cool. Sometimes I forget about who I'm talking to. I used to be so aware of that. Now I just do it. And people only usually get in touch with me after they've been watching me a year as well, which I find interesting. You're stalkers. Which has led to your heightened state of spiritual awareness. Through the exploration and manifestation of your dreams, you find a place in the universe and a radiating joy. Radiating joy, very important. It's the people that I like radiate joy. Fred radiated joy. That's why I had a big crush on him. He was just joy, doing his thing, you know? He was being himself. And my mum, she's a bitch. She's like, he's not good enough for you. He can't even read and write. Well, he couldn't read and write, but hey, he could do almost anything else. He was really scared of the dentist too. He wasn't stupid, but he had no time for school. Full of joy. Experiencing the world, you know? Love it. That's alignment. It's alignment when you're full of joy and all of that. Through the exploration and manifestation of your dreams, you found your place in the universe and a radiating joy. So those things that you've been going for, your dreams that you've been going for, you even though they might not have panned out yet, it's changed you as a person, and it's made you realize that what you really do want and what you don't really want. There's some things that you've dreamed about and tried to manifest that you don't really want. It's not really that important to you, and they faded away. But the ones that you're still like, I still want this, and why hasn't it happened yet? Those are the things that are going to happen. Just need a little bit more patience, and perhaps you need to be together with your partner with it too. You can now look to the next stage of your life with a fresh perspective. Perhaps you'll want to spend more time in nature. Yes, I have been. Or with the people you love. Perhaps you'll take a more spiritual route in your learning. This is saying that you're ready. You've done what needed to happen, being single and going for your dreams and all of that, enough to radiate joy. Next chapter is with a partner. You're aware of the larger scope of your being and ready to move on to the next phase of enlightenment. Time to enjoy life's simple pleasures. How cool is that? Good choice, everybody. I know, it's last day of November. It's just because they give us carrots. They don't want us to give up. So they'll go, yeah, it's about to happen. Because they know how impatient we are. They're like, yeah, it's going to happen this month. And then it doesn't. And then we're like, oh, it's going to happen next month. It's like, yeah, right. No, it really is. It's like, oh, it is. Oh, yeah, we'll believe that then, and we'll stay positive and full of joy. Our guides play us because they know us so well. Three of Cups. Ooh. Let's see what this book says about the Three of Cups, because, you know, it can be reunion. Yeah, we've got a special group of people in here. I know. Like, I stopped making that much effort to try and make my channel really big, because it's been important that, especially this show, like this show is just going to be crazy. Like if my channel got really big, this would just be like full of like mini reads and stuff. It would be crazy. And this is like really important. Although I was given something last night, an idea that will grow my channel. I'm not sure I'm ready to do it. It's an idea that I had probably about a year ago, but I didn't do it at that point either. And I will. It's coming. It's coming. The timing will be right. I trust my guides more than anything now. It's like, oh, you just sort my business out and just tell me what to do. If it's time, I don't need to lead the way and go, I want it bigger, I want it bigger, I want it bigger, I want more, I want more. I don't need to do that. I just don't need to do it. Because it's just like, if I do that, I'm trying to fight the flow. Guides have got it, right? And especially with this, right? Divine Masculine Emperor coming in, needing to lead the way. Do I really want to have like, yes, I do want stacks of cash. Do I really? If he's like cutting his losses at the moment, do I really want to be the one with like an excess? I got plenty, but do I really want to be in a position where I can just like get everything and he doesn't need to do a thing? No. Perhaps the universe is holding us back. Anyway, Three of Cups. Seeing it as a game now. It does lighten it, yeah. Somewhat. Until we get into the emotion stuff, and then it's like, come on. Three of Cups indicates a time of celebration, creative energy, and social gatherings. Christmas. This highlights an emergence of spiritual and psychic growth as you learn to raise your vibration to an entirely new level. Ooh! You surround yourself with the people you love, and together you create wonderful, blissful memories. It's coming. If you've been overexerting yourself in some way, now would be an opportune time to relax and take a break. Give yourself permission to explore the interests which will fill you both spiritually and emotionally. What future adventures lie just beyond the horizon? Sometimes more money, less problems, though, but I know what you mean. We don't want to be too independent. That's the thing, isn't it? If you're too independent, then you would never like ask anyone for anything. If you're too independent, like you can't like bring your friends in on it and like do fun stuff together. Ask them for help. We don't want to have all the money in the world so that we can buy anything and no one ever needs to do anything for us or give us a thing. I've always found that I've had enough, This is the first time that I've had plenty, and it's great. But not plenty enough to buy the land, and I knew that wasn't going to happen. Deep down, I knew that. I knew that it wasn't for me to be able to have all the money to do something. Same with the business. Not this business, but gym business. I knew it wasn't for me to do that by myself. I know that the next stage is what this is saying with other people. Collaborations and the fun, the joy of doing stuff together. There's a bit of a Christmas theme that's coming up, not just with my nails, but I keep on getting that message that, yeah, something might happen by Christmas time. Now we've got a chunk of cards fall out, and I think that was going to be all of them. Love is on the bottom of the deck. The 80s couple. The Fool showed itself then as well. Okay, what have we got here? We've got the Four of Crystals. It's like, hold your energy back, wait for it. And then Serenity comes out. Four of Crystals. Where are the crystals? The back? Yes. Although you've reached a wonderful state of success, it may be a good time to take a closer look at your priorities. Like I said, some of the dreams that you've had, you realize you don't even really want. It's not that important to you. Are you spending too much time focusing on material things or personal affluence, such as possessions or the accumulation of wealth or social status? You should continue to take pride in all that you've achieved, but don't let that illusion of physical wealth get in the way of who you really are. This can indicate the desire for stability, settling, or a conservative lifestyle that prevents any risk-taking behavior. It can also reflect hoarding or negative attachments that stunt personal growth or change. Is there a void you're trying to fill emotionally by holding on to things that mask a sense of security in your life? I think the masculine energy is in this at the moment as well. In that, maybe it's time to cut the losses. Maybe that is fair to cut the losses kind of thing, energy. Maybe the stability in myself isn't in the material possession, the house or whatever it is that I'm thinking of leaving behind now. Maybe it's in myself, in my capabilities, in my connection, in what I can do, in my dreams, in me making things happen and all of that. It would make sense, wouldn't it? That is realizing his personal power now. And it's not in the material stuff. It's not to say that we can't have the material stuff, but it's not that gives us security. We find security in ourselves, and then material stuff comes, but it can come and go because we can be easy about it, right? I think I always have it when I'm in this show. I actually drink more hot chocolate than this when I want a milky, warm drink. This is turmeric latte. For some reason, when I do cafe, it's what I want to drink. I've got Serenity next. Ouch. On my walk yesterday, I was walking up this path, yeah, where other people have walked before, so kind of a path, which looks like water flows down there as well. It looks like it's a bit of a river when it rains, and walking up I didn't notice. Walking down, when it was a little bit sunnier, because I went first thing in the morning, suddenly the path was all glinty. Put a photo of it in the in our Facebook group there. So I realized it was like all crystals. There was a bit of rose quartz there. There was a bit of labradorite there. There was, but mostly quartz. And it was all crystals. Didn't feel to pick any of it up. Loved it though. Serenity. Sometimes it's important to take a step back from the noise and chaos of the world. There's nothing wrong with seeking out your own space, as introspection offers spiritual teachings that can only come from within. This in turn allows you to expand your field of perception and connect with your higher self. Serenity describes a soul-searching journey where you seek truth, purpose, and harmony. You're waking up to a renewed sense of spirituality that's illuminating your life in new and vibrant ways. Definitely happening for the Divine Masculine at the moment. And Divine Feminine, you might be feeling the pull of this. I know I am. Well, with the health stuff that I've had going on, I've started meditating again. I only have to go back to meditation when I need it. And I need it at the moment, so that's what I'm doing. I'm also journaling. No, I didn't yesterday. And yeah, more spiritual pursuits. You may feel less inclined to share your thoughts or views with others. Journaling. Journaling helps with that. Those of you that, like, when we get lazy, we do a form of journaling, which is dump everything on your friend that you message all the time. Or you could just write it in a journal and keep it to yourself instead. Because what you'll say to your friend is an edited version of what you'll put in a journal. Am I right? Oh, that made me dizzy. You may feel less inclined to share your thoughts or views with others as you realize each person is on their own karmic path of learning and enlightenment. Take a moment to reconnect with the Divine Masculine. Just got that Divine Feminine, you might be like, oh, I figured this thing out about them and I'm going to tell them that next time I see them. And then you see them and you're like, it's totally inappropriate to tell them that thing because that's just my perspective on it and it's not an issue anymore to me. Have any of you experienced that? Because it's not in their energy. It's not in their energy anymore. Like, I thought I would go a bit nuts at mine for the incident. But then when I saw him, he was just all sweet in his energy. And it's like, no, you know what? He was doing the right thing. Protecting me by telling them a different name so that they couldn't do that. He was just doing the right thing. So, that's fine. I beat him up instead. Just a little bit. Just because we're training together. Take a moment to reconnect with nature and explore the mysteries of Earth around you. Look out for the sweet synchronicities as they come. What can I learn through personal experience? How can I connect with my true spiritual nature and higher self? How can I surround myself with like-minded people? Spiritual quest. Don't forget, Divine Masculine's going through spiritual awakening at the moment. And here he is. Oh, in his heart, King of Cups. Somebody loves you. They're looking at your cup now. They're looking at your cup. Not the one that's behind them. 2 cups in the hand. King of Cups. A state of emotional strength and control over one's life. I think the Divine Masculine, at some point, recent past, thought that having control over his life and emotional strength and all of that meant getting what was due to him and walking away with what is his kind of thing. And I think now is going through this spiritual awakening and waking up to the fact that of true balance, which isn't 50-50. It's not 50-50. True balance. Because not everyone's equal. Not everyone's the same, you know? A state of emotional strength and control over one's life. The ability to balance creativity and artistic expression with knowledge and wisdom. You know, it's like if you're walking down the street in a city and then this wad of money fell down in front of you and there's a homeless person there and you're both there, you're walking in your nice clothes and stuff, from your house to the shop or to get a coffee or whatever, and there's a homeless person right there, the money falls down, would you split it 50-50, or would you just give it to them? Fairness isn't 50-50. And we know that. We know it. Divine Masculine is capable. And and can start again. I'm getting that it doesn't need to start again, but it can, It doesn't need to fight. The ability to balance creativity and artistic expression with knowledge and wisdom. I think abundance is showing him at the moment that he's fine. And he will be fine. And it's going to get even better, because when you're living in alignment and authenticity, you radiate this pure joy, and abundance flows even more. So it's going to be more than fine. And now I've got the preach in me today. What's coming over me? The connection of your inner voice and higher self. Seeing the spiritual teachings in every situation. Wow. Seeing the spiritual teachings in every situation. An emotional maturity that comes from the acceptance and understanding of unconditional love. Divine Masculine is realizing this now. And I think Divine Feminine is stepping up in it too at the moment. And so, this just told me I need to read more of that. So, yeah. Divine Feminine getting even more spiritual understanding where she's at. Tapping more into that, getting more in tune, more in the flow, especially after a stagnant period where perhaps you haven't been tuning in as much. Or apart from to stick your beak on what's going on with the Divine Masculine, perhaps haven't been tuning in so much to your future. Okay, what's next for me? Apart from the relationship stuff, what's next for me? And perhaps getting more into that now. Divine Masculine, of course, looking at things from a more spiritual perspective now, especially about unconditional love. The love that doesn't go away. Part of it, part of his waiting has been this little voice in his head saying, "Oh, I'm just obsessed. I'm just obsessed. This is just a phase I'm going through. I won't, this isn't true love. This isn't unconditional love. This is just going to go away. It's going to fade away." I'll tell you what, it hasn't. It's got stronger and stronger for him. The person, the King of Cups, is what I need to read to you apparently now. Yours wasn't spiritual at all. But always saw 1111. It's like guides are going, hey, oi, masculine. Throwing so many synchronicities at them. And was very aware of his dad's presence after passing. Yeah. I know, people say they're not spiritual at all, and then they tell you all these weird stories. And you're like, you so are. People. Okay, this one, King of Cups. The most sensitive and psychic of all the kings. So he's getting more sensitive, he's getting more psychic. This individual is ruled by both the head and the heart. Nice balance. There is a deep wisdom that comes from the acknowledgement of love and emotional strength, as well as the subconscious and conscious states. A highly compassionate and caring individual who has a strong emotional maturity. This person is very self-aware and offers positive counsel and advice to others. There you go. Coming through with that strong emotional maturity now, which that's what we want, right? We don't want to be in a relationship with more muggles with no emotional intelligence, and you have to kind of baby them all the time and tell them that's not on and shouldn't do that and that hurts people and what the hell, that's not good. Come on. Enough of that. Someone that can mind their own business. Emotional business. And they're going to do it in their own way. It's not going to be exactly the same as the Divine Feminine, the spirituality. For sure it won't be, because you're going to have something for each other, you know, balance things up. Okay, enough already. Anyone else want a mini read? Let's get some message cards out. What does the Divine Masculine want to say to the Divine Feminine at the moment? I dream of you. Last night. I dream of you. You're in his energy. The twin flame journey. He realizes it now. He realizes whatever, I don't know whether he knows, twin flame, soulmate, that kind of thing, whatever he's just got this realization. It's like, this isn't going away, this is it, this is true love, this is it, this is my person. Because it doesn't go away, it's a journey, it carries on, it is carrying on, you're already together, you're already in a relationship, he knows it. It's like, there's no getting away from this because it's already started. You're in my dreams, you're in my mind. Everything that I do is about this. I'm making changes in my life because of you. All of it. It's the journey. He's already on it. No getting out of it. It's already on it. We taught to hide it. Dad's a pastor. Comes from a long line of ministers. Mum comes from a long line of witches. What else does he want to say? Divine Masculine. No, that's it. That's all he wants to say. That he dreams of you and that he knows it is on this twin flame journey because it's not ceasing. What else does he want to say? He misses you. Misses you so much. There's nothing more that you would like to steam on in there. Where do we get that? Can't remember. It would, Chariot, that energy. There's nothing more that you would like to do than just go, how? Let's do this. Full card. But not ready. He knows enough about himself now that he knows he's not ready. And how many masculines have come into our lives that aren't ready and then pretend that they're ready and they're not? And it's like, so annoying. This one at least knows. Oh, he thinks he's a long way off it as well. Long distance. I'm not getting distance from that. He thinks he's a long way off it. I don't know. Is he a long way off it or is it imminent? Because the guides are kind of, the energies are like that, right? Each time we talk about it, they're like, getting closer, or getting further away, warmer, warmer, warmer. No, colder, colder, colder. Interesting. It's definitely warmer today. It was colder on Monday. It's warmer today. In that game. What is that game called? What does the Divine Feminine want to say to the Divine Masculine? I didn't ask. What does the Divine Feminine want to say to the Divine Masculine? That was Passion and Desire, by the way. What does the Divine Feminine want to say to the Divine Masculine? Water under the bridge. She's willing to let things go. The past go. Water under the bridge. She's invested in his improvement, is coming forward, what's ahead rather than what's behind. She's in a position now where she can let things go more easily. Are you finding that? We were told imminent connection, yeah, but they tell us that. They tell us that over and over again, and it's carrots. Carrots are dangled in front of you, you know, the treat that's dangled in front of your face that makes you move forward. Like the donkey that's got like a stick with the carrot dangled, so it moves forward and it can keeps on moving forward because it thinks it's going to get to the carrot, but the carrot is always the same distance away. Carrots. It's the stuff that comes up in readings when our guides want us to be positive and to keep moving forward. So I call them carrots. So when we get a really positive reading, that's why you'll hear me say carrots, and other people will say carrots because we know it. We know it. Sometimes you can feel when it's just a carrot being dangled in front of you. Anyway, Divine Feminine is now Much better at letting the past go, not holding grudges, not holding on to energy that he's out of now, you know. She doesn't care about the past. And I think she's right in that. I act like I don't care when deep down I really do. Yeah. Carrots. I act like I don't care when deep down I really do. So you're being nonchalant about him at the moment when you're not at all, not in the slightest. But giving him space, sometimes it's easier to do that, right? Sound like you don't care. Because what else can you do? Try and move it forward. You can't do that at the moment. It's up to them to do that. So, tricky situation. But she does care. What else? The first thing on my mind when I wake up in the morning. So Divine Feminine is thinking a lot about Divine Masculine. What else? Divine Feminine to Divine Masculine. You're always on my mind. That's what I was thinking. You're on my mind first thing in the morning when I wake up, and I thought, and last thing at night, and then all through the day too. Like, you're always on my mind. So Divine Feminine cannot get Divine Masculine out of her head at the moment. I feel I can't give you what you need. This is at the moment. This is not like in life or anything. This is at the moment. So there's a recognition here that the Divine Feminine can't do this for the Divine Masculine. The stage it is at the moment. She can't interfere. She's got to let him do it himself. Very important that this is his path and his journey right now of what he's going through. Yeah, she knows she can't do that anymore. Be codependent, right? She stepped in. Can't give you anything right now. Can't give you what you need right now. You need to sort this out by yourself. Makes sense. There we have it. That's what I've got. How interesting. What should I call this show today? Something about codependency? Certainly getting warm now. It is a lot. But we've asked for something better. We've asked for better relationships, right? And so we've got to do it. We've got to level up. As soon as you ask for something better, it's like asking for more money in your business. It's like, well, yeah, but you got to do better then. And it's always the way. We've got to be better. How can we do that in relationships? Well, you end up attracting someone like this. They've got to improve. You've got to improve. You've got to go through this journey to be together, and then you can have better. And that is the twin flame journey. That's what we're going through at the moment. The learning better and doing better to have better. It's our ego that says, well, I was already ready and I was already great. It's like, no, just look back. You've grown so much throughout this process. Sometimes it's easier to see it in the other, see what they need to do, see how far they're coming and how far they're changing, and ignore just how far we're coming in all of this. I've never been so patient in my life. I have never committed so much in my life. I've never committed so much in my life. I'm committed to this journey in a way that I have never been before. I've been committed to certain things, certainly committed to this business, yes, which has been 22 years now. But I didn't have to have so much patience with this because it was, moving all the time, just at the level that I was at. Whereas this is different. This is like a goal. To even get together, you've got to get to a certain level. This is more like going to uni, or going to college and then uni in order to get a certain job. You've got to have that patience, right? And stick it out and have years of training before you can get that. It's that kind of a commitment, and it's a commitment already. So we're asking for commitment, and it's like, okay, well, what do? To get commitment, you've got to commit. Got to commit to a whole new level than you've ever committed to before. I'm going to get 3 cards out. What are you doing? They're getting me to change things up. 3 cards out of this deck. Just 3 cards this side. We need 3 cards. You met your person 22 years ago. Wow. There's 1. 5 of Earth is about persistence. Commitment and persistence. Me too. I'm enjoying my life. So many. There they are. 1, 2, 3. It's about commitment and it's about persistence. The 5 of Earth. Mother of Fire. And abundance. Okay. Lakshmi. The 9 of Water. The 5 of Earth. The water is powerful in its persistence. It's stronger than rock. It's stronger than anything else. Even though water is a weak thing, it's just a liquid. It's not. It's really powerful, and it's only powerful in its persistence. That's the 5 of Earth. The Mother of Fire. She tends the fire. She nurtures the gift of fire within your life and helps it grow. Now, this is about the divine feminine's passions and desires and all of that. Needing to nurture that side of herself and let that grow. This can be your dreams. It can be your sexuality. It can be your dreams. That passion and that fire that's in you. It's your spirit, right? Your spirit. Nurture that. Nurture your spirit, who you really are. You're only 14. Patience sucks. But it'll be worth it in the end. 9 of Water. Prosperity. Okay. What I just heard was prosperity. We know this. Prosperity. Where does prosperity come from? Abundance comes from. It comes from when we're in alignment. That means when we're happy with ourselves, we're in alignment and we're full of joy and we are doing our best. We're living the life that's truest to us. We're making the decision that's truest to us. Abundance comes in, right? Love comes in too. And there's going to be so much abundance because of this. If you think of it this way, to manifest the stuff that we've already manifested in our lives has required a certain state of authenticity and integrity and being true to ourselves and being in alignment with ourselves, right? So that abundance has come in. This is a whole new level to get this twin flame. Well, let's not call it twin flame. Let's call it excellent, next level, good, healthy relationship in. It takes a whole new level of alignment to get that, to manifest that, for that abundance to come in. And so it goes without saying that when you're at that level of alignment, all the other stuff that was perhaps a struggle to get into alignment to manifest is going to come so easily, which is why the abundance comes out. It's like you get yourself in alignment with this, you don't just get the relationship, you get everything, because abundance is just going to come in so much. So let me read it. Lakshmi is a beloved Hindu goddess of prosperity. She governs over abundance and wealth, both material and spiritual. She's known for generosity, freely giving to all those who would but receive her gifts. No matter, and this is why you've got to know how to receive too, graciously. No matter how much she shares, she never runs short, for there's more than enough for everyone. There's no moral judgment about which sort of prosperity, material or spiritual, is more desirable. Lakshmi and her devotees love and honor both. For one is a reflection of the other. So another instance of as above, so below. It's like when people say, "Oh, I'm ready for love to come in. I don't care about money. I don't want to abundance is nothing like or it's evil even. It's like, hey, you ain't gonna get love either. Not with that. You can't spurn the universe and source energy and go, I want that source energy, but not that. That source energy is shit. I don't want that. It doesn't happen that way. You're either letting it in or you're not letting it in. You're letting it all in or you're not letting it in. An interesting law seems to be at work with Lakshmi. It seems that she's able to give without restriction. And a lot of people think it's evil and bad because there's wanting something for the joy of wanting it, and there's needing something and really wanting it, needing it, that attached kind of trying to get stuff. A lot of people will do that with material stuff, and then they think that it's the material stuff that's the problem. It's like, no, honey, it was you that was the problem. The way that you were asking for it, they attached the neediness and all of that kind of thing. There's no need for that. An interesting law seems to be at work with Lakshmi. It seems that she's able to give without restriction, and by doing so, only increases her own prosperity and generosity. Yes. In a symbiotic twist, she needs those to give in order. She needs those to give to in order to increase her own blessings. Likewise, it would seem that we also, in order to fully enjoy our blessings, need others with whom to share. And that doesn't mean those that aren't in alignment with us, remember? That doesn't mean, oh, I need people to be downtrodden, to be needy, so that I can help them. No, everyone deserves abundance. You can go with those that are at your level and give to them freely. And that is the win-win situation when you do that. You're not here to be in imbalanced situations. Abundance works for them too, and will have them around their level, giving what they can give to each other. You're not source energy, and you can't do it for other people. You can't do abundance for other people. Lakshmi seems to teach us by giving us increases rather than lessons. What? Lakshmi seems to teach us that giving increases rather than lessens our prosperity, unless you're giving to the wrong people. Only when you're giving to those at your level. The Nine of Water promises increased prosperity, both material and spiritual, as well as others to share it with. Blessings and gifts and revelations abound as if from nowhere. I'm telling you, when this divine masculine cuts free and in integrity, when he breaks free in integrity with himself, so he needs to bring his alignment with him, not cut losses and be bitter about it, not fight for what he wants and then feels bad as he sees his ex struggle. But when he's in alignment with himself, there's going to be so much abundance that comes from that because he's taking his alignment with him. And that's the way you want him. Nine of Water promises increased prosperity, both material and spiritual, as well as others to share it with. Blessings and gifts and revelations abound as if from nowhere. I got that message ages ago that someone's going to win the lotto. Like some of the divine masculine is going to win the lotto as they get all of this right. Yeah. And it might seem like they've ended up with nothing, but they've got everything because they've got themselves and they've got the divine feminine. They're going to win the lotto. Some of them are going to win the lotto, I'm telling you. Soon after they're together too. As if from nowhere, simply in response to your own generous actions and simple requests. Wow. Alignment is everything. Cool cards. Everything changes. Yeah. How cool's that? Very cool. And it makes sense because the more in line we are, the easier it is for sure. And it does. It all comes in. As long as we don't shut it out and push it away and say, no, I don't want that. It all comes in. So there you go. Thanks everyone for coming along. Thank you for your donation. Delia, it's the only one today. And yeah, have a great couple of days. Let's do this all over again on Friday. See if there's some changes then. But have an open mind about your person because they're changing perspectives, how they feel about themselves, how they consider their decisions and all of that right now. Give them space to make those decisions because this is, like it says, what we would do in this situation isn't necessarily what they would do in this situation to be in their integrity. So I can't tell them what to do. They need to find it themselves. And perhaps, if anything, if you want to focus on them in any way, is Focus on them being happy with a fair resolution for the endings from the past. That would be the best way to look at them right now. Them being happy with, and it all being fair. So yeah, see ya. Thank you, Luana. Join our Facebook group, everybody, and check out later on today. I will be doing a pick a card read. It will go up on my YouTube channel. So don't forget to click subscribe. Click like on this video before you leave off. Click off as well, everybody. That helps me out. So have a good one, everybody, and I'll see you in a couple of days' time.